Have you ever, I guess, been as happy to see a player fall just short of scoring a touchdown?
Yeah, no, probably not. But man, the quarterback's yelling at me because he wants to score at the end of the game. So, but it's situational football at its best, and for us to be able to execute. I just told all these guys you were yelling at me at the end of the game to score a touchdown. So, but the I think that's how you got to win, right? I mean, this is team football. Nobody's going to care how it happened. You got to win the game, and so I think really positive for us. Obviously, great play by Rocco, great play by Carson to extend that, to put us into that situation, and that's kind of why we went for it. We felt like if we had a chance to gain the first down, we could win the football game. So, great execution, and you trust the guy next to you because you know what he stands for.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your thought process there to go for it?
Yeah, and it's like it works, so everybody feels good. But the reality of it is they don't have any more timeouts. A field goal, may tie it, and I just felt really confident that we had just done a great job on the last third down conversion. You're down there. If they had to go the length of the field, I thought we played pretty good defense to put ourselves in a great situation to figure out how to win the game. We actually talk about that on Friday morning uniquely as a staff, and we kind of felt like, man, if we got ourselves in that situation, we're gonna go try to win the game. And Coach Mauser did a great job. Rocco did a great job. Great execution there.
Coach, with another strong fourth quarter win, it makes a lot in the past 2 years. What has changed since those struggles in 22 and 23?
Yeah, I mean, and there's no excuse. I mean, the reality of it is we were a really young team in 22. I mean, you lost, 10 NFL football players that are really great players that are playing great football, and we're really young. I think that Rocco's emergence offensively in terms of his confidence and our ability to build an offense around him, and Coach Mouse has done a great job. We've had great coaches, though. I mean, they're all great coaches along the way. I just think it's been the execution of our players and the belief in what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish. And I still think I go back to that 23 team. I mean, if that group of guys, these guys didn't believe in us, and boy, it could have really went the other way fast. But their belief in us, the belief in the program, and they've really taken the bull by the horns and really led the program every step of the way.
What changed in terms of the run game? Because I know conditions changed a bit, but it seemed like Abu got going a little bit, and when Carson came in, that snowball started rolling.
Yeah, I think we were able. Number one, it is a little skewed because we gave up a couple sacks in the first half, right? I think there's 4 sacks or 3 sacks, which is very uncharacteristic of us. So we weren't great early. I think the other part of it is obviously, they were a 3-down team a year ago. This time they're a 4-down team. We had to work ourselves through that in the first half, and that's one nice thing about having continuity in your coaching staff is you can make great adjustments. And I thought we did a great job of that at halftime and tried to put our kids in the best situation for us to be successful.
How much did the offensive line improve throughout the game? Ron mentioned the running game, and I think just the one early sack in the second half and then the rest of the way.
Yeah, and again, I think we got the game back to our rhythm. We were not in the best rhythm, in the first half, and again, there were a couple plays to be made that I think could have helped us go into a great rhythm. But again, the offense line battled today, and we have a lot of faith in those guys. Coach Clanton does a great job, and I think their ability to battle and not crumble, because I think I've been a part of those games, where it goes south early and you don't have the confidence to work yourself through it. So credit to them, they did a great job in the second half.
Coach, that was quite a spectacle out there at the end of the game, everyone going nuts and Sweet Caroline. Can you describe what it was like for you and why it felt like such a big moment for your team?
Well, it was awesome. I mean, the last 3 days, I'm so grateful that Jamie, President Winterstein, collectively came together to get an experience like this. I mean, to me, one of the great things is our fan base is really special. It's what makes this place really special. Being around our program through really tough days and to have these great moments and be able to give them these opportunities to celebrate. It means a lot to all of us. And so I think it's why it's really special to play football here right now at Iowa State, because it's about all of us. The only way we have a chance to even win here is it's going to take everybody, the fan base, the players, the coaches, all pulling in the same direction at the same time. And I think you got to see that a little bit tonight.
A lot of new faces in your secondary. How do you evaluate their day with some of those big plays Kansas State got, but also, your guys coming up and stopping the run?
Boy, I thought they were exceptional. I mean, really. I mean, a lot of new guys and a lot of new spaces, right? I mean, defensively, offensively, the skill players made some big plays and some big moments. Defensively, I thought those skill players, I thought Jamison Patton, man, I thought he had an incredible day. It'd be fun to watch the videotape. I just think across the board, I thought those guys played really confident football. And we're fortunate because in the secondary, moving Coop to corner and having John Tez as the other corner, I think it just gives you such a confidence boost in our football team. And it allows those guys in the back end to really be great communicators because they have somebody on each side that can help communicate. So, I really thought those guys played great. They're going to let's give credit to Kansas State. They're a really good football team. They got great players, and they've got guys that got the ability to make you pay, and they made a couple of good plays. That's what good teams do.
What does Coop give you at the corner? I imagine that's a permanent change for him.
Well, he's physical. I mean, and I think you saw it today. I mean, I don't know how many tackles he ended with, but I thought he had a tremendous day. He's got confidence. He can play press man. He can play bail. But boy, he can tackle, and he's a really good football player. And you just talk about a kid that's an All-American who's come back here, and now he changed his position to senior year, and he's doing it for the betterment of the team. I mean, as selfless of a player as we have in our football program. So really proud of Coop, and I thought he was tremendous tonight for us.
As you mentioned, J-Mo, on their fourth down play deep in the territory, I think he got credit with the stop along with Cooper. What can you say about that play and those guys? And Avery Johnson's tough to stop him.
Yeah, and I think there were a lot of those moments tonight. I think one of the big moments defensively in the first half, right? I mean, it's a sudden change situation. The ball's down there, and we're able to stop them on 4 downs, and they don't get any points. And then I think that moment in the game were huge. And we said going into this game, if we take care of the football, if we win situational football, and then we play team football every step of the way, we thought we would have a great chance at the end of the game to win. And I think some of those situational plays defensively were tremendous, and then obviously some of those situational plays offensively in the second half were tremendous as well.
We'll take 2 more for coach, and then we'll let him go to the players.
How do you feel like this sets you up not only for next week, but 1-0 in the Big 12 against one of the other front runners?
Yeah, I said this, and hopefully if I make anybody mad, I really don't care. So I think we're set up for failure because I think this is the hardest schedule in the country. And the reality of it is, we go home and we play an incredible South Dakota team that's coming in, and they had a great year. You're talking about a team that's in the Final Four, right? And then obviously you play another huge rival game that's going to have emotion. And then somehow we're on the road at an Arkansas State team that we know is super talented. That's the first quarter of our football season. And it's going to take everything we got. And I think our kids know that. We've talked about that, and that's not an excuse. Nobody really cares, and we don't care. We just know that's the schedule at hand, and it's going to take everything that we've got the ability to do to be our best in the moment. So I think it's a great challenge. Winning the game is great, but the reality of it is how we grow from this game. Can we handle the trip back home? Man, can we be ready for next Saturday? And, that unbelievable fan base, it was awesome to have them here tonight, but we're going to need them times 10 every step of the way from here. And so hopefully this will keep them coming.
Coach, coming to an entirely new country, battling through the elements really at the start of the game, how much easier does it make it to go back home with a win and that trophy next to you?
Yeah, well, I will say this, it certainly has made our time in Ireland. I think we would all say we'd come back now, so, it was an incredible experience. Myself and Jamie Pollard, our athletic director, got to come last year, and I think you just knew how special the people are here and the people that put this event on. The character of the people in this great city and this great state. It's been an incredible journey. And for our fans, our families, for all of us to get this experience, it's awesome. And to be able to win the game, for these guys, next 40 to 50 years of their lives, they're going to be able to come back, bring their families here someday and say, man, I was a part of something really special. So I think that means a lot to all of us.